Hello and welcome to another inside look at the ASUP family. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Mothman. So here at ASUP we don't just focus on ghost activities, we also do investigations into cryptids and UFOs. Now, I have not had a chance to be a part of either one of those, but I'm looking forward to the chance. Early on in the forming of ASUP, Rick Moran, our founder, was invited out to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The claims that were happening in Point Pleasant started all the way back in the mid-1940s, all the way up to 1967. Now the claims were people spotting a large winged creature with red hypnotizing eyes. Some of you might have heard of this town. It was actually written about in a John Keel book from 1975 called The Mothman Prophecies. Now just a few years after that book was released, Rick Moran and ASUP was contacted to go down and do their own investigation. Once ASUP arrived in Point Pleasant, one of the first things Rick wanted to do was talk to many of the eyewitnesses, especially the ones from Mr. Keel's book. He found that a lot of the stories that were mentioned in Mr. Keel's book actually lined up, and the eyewitnesses were telling the exact same story just a few years later. Now, the interesting story to this is at the point, ASUP really didn't know whether we were dealing with cryptids, a UFO, or was there something else at play here? During his investigation, Rick found that some of these witnesses were actually contacted by, let's just say, men in black. These gentlemen in black suits actually approached the witnesses and try and coerce them not to discuss the stories that they had been telling. Now, where the story gets even more interesting is after Rick returns home from the investigation, weird things started happening around his house. At certain times when he wasn't there, the phone would ring, his kids would answer, and they would get weird dial tone sounds and other noises from the phone. There's even one such story where a friend of Rick's called his home and talked to somebody that sounded just like Rick, and towards the end of the conversation, the person actually said, "This is not Rick." Well, the only people that were home at the time were Rick's two kids. And one of the weirdest stories that's kind of tied with this is after Rick and his kids returned home, he put everybody down to sleep, went around, made sure all the doors were locked, all the windows were locked, went to lay down, had his trusty dog Merlin lying right next to him, and as he was starting to drift off to sleep, he got a phone call. When Rick answered the phone, the person started asking Rick all sorts of questions, and started asking, "Who is this?" The person asked Rick where his badge was. Keep in mind, Rick was a retired New York police officer, so he had a badge that he kept on his nightstand. When the person asked him, "Where's your badge at?" he rolled over to look on his nightstand, and his badge wasn't there. And so obviously Rick was shocked with what was going on. Then the person told him to look under his bed. Rick got down, pulled his shoes out, and found his badge in one shoe and his service revolver in the other shoe. And after that point, the person hung up. So, who really was it on the other end of that line? Does this have something to do with Men in Black? Was this a UFO? Was it cryptic? I gotta let Rick answer that.
Thing that didn't want you investigating Mothman any further. Who was behind this?
What you're really asking me is what's behind the phenomenon, and there is a wide variety of answers. From Mothman is some type of a creature, possibly extraterrestrial, that hovers around our Earth, causing havoc, or something more sinister, which is a massive mind-controlled experiment that would have to be government-related, which means that it's the biggest conspiracy theory of them all.
If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe to us for whenever we have new videos coming out. If you have a comment about today's video, please leave a comment down below. And as always, if you or anybody in your family has anything going on and you want us and ASUP to come out and check it out, please check out our website at asupinc.org. If you'd like to read the history about ASUP, donate to ASUP, or become an ASUP member, please visit our website at asupinc.org.